Итак, всем привет, товарищ. Диск Elysium стрим 4. Вот, потихонечку возвращаемся. Ой, неделя проходит под неделю без безудержной лени и веселья, скажем так. Так что на следующей неделе я постараюсь расшануть, скорее всего, диск Elysium как-то в понедельник, вторник. Вот. Ну, не так, что прям игру, там. Просто стримить побольше, а там посмотрим. Ой, так. Чё у нас? У нас вот это надо и вот это, да? Ей. Да, мы шли спать. Увидимся утром. Он туда идет?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Энциклопедию надо потратиться. Не есть очко навыков, к слову-то.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
На технику надо потратиться. Чё, буду тратиться, не буду тратиться. Привет, Кощей. А, давайте. Или нет? Или да, или нет?
A mirror hangs on the
Все равно
bathroom wall.
42%
The
шанс.
chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know.
Не. Дайте закружусь. Тогда не буду тратиться. Вот немножечко есть проблема в таких РПГшках, в том, что вы даете такие перевыборы. Но можно сейфлоуд абузить. Сейфлоуд абуз — это очень такая заманчивая механика. Ладно, не будем
The bed
ничего.
is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
И тогда сон
And
не
then
приходит.
sleep doesn't come.
Почему?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Может, сел в кровать? Кровать, кстати, говорит. Повернулся на
It's a
другой
little
бок.
better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Хватит думать,
Your
засыпай.
breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Скамить. Дальше не отдаляется. Нормас.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
Что
What it says on the
происходит?
can, Harry? Answer the question.
Я ничего не
Do you
помню.
remember your wife's hand on your face?
Чью?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs between her legs and in her mouth?
Отвечай, что происходит, я ничего не скажу, пока ты не объяснишь, кто
You
такой.
know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life? Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
Ладно. Кстати, Харри Бой, а чё они тут это? Гарри не написал. Гарри, где твои друзья-то? А, они переместили? Ну ладно. А ты что-то слушаешь, что-то как-то непоследовательно, ладно. А,
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me.
что-то... Я
Failed
так и
me,
буду весь
Elysium.
день стримить вот так вот на... на кресле. Ух.
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry.
Блин, зачем я выпил зеленого чая перед стримом, а?
Billion people. And you
Меня
failed
расслабило, и я
miserably.
спать теперь хочу.
You really fucked up. You're not coming back from shit, thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
Раз ты такой умный, то помоги.
Help you? Why? I can't hear you. The rest is just a word.
Нет, не
friend.
всегда. Я иногда перед стримом пью кофе и не хочу спать.
The
А
pictures are
тут прямо
gone. The
накинуло.
bed rises to
И
meet
поэтому...
you.
Ладно,
A thin,
надо на самом
sleep-like
деле просто...
state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
Сейчас договорим, я на минутку отойду
So
буквально.
something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover. Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Что за... Секундочку. А,
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
ну здесь на самом деле вот перевод хоть и... Хороший перевод. Они до именно смысла догоняли на русском языке.
Good going, buddy. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need
Наслаждайся
to be able
игрой.
to think.
Да не, я наслаждаюсь игрой. Мне просто любопытно. Господи, дайте мне поиграть так, как мне хочется.
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline. Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating
Зачем ты
stamina.
пытаешься
How else
читать?
do you think you even got up from this floor?
Как бы иначе с пола-то
It's
поднялся.
power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the
Я же не
world.
просто пофлудить зашел, а... Да вроде как... Я переключаю, когда сам дочитываю. Я вроде... Ну ладно, я быстро читаю.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week? Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then.
Электрохимия,
You will be
иди...
fired.
Короче, электрохимия.
Suit
Если ты в
yourself,
чате.
slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Могу за тебя убегаю. Ну, понимаешь, Кулон, это тоже как бы с тобой нечестно. А будет там человек 10 на стриме или 15. Половина будет говорить: Изи, ты быстро читаешь, не читай так быстро. Другая половина, чё так медленно. Так что я как сам, так и это. А ты прям вот под меня подстраивайся. Я ж все-таки играю, ну, блин. Имей совесть немножечко. Так. Надо было просто раздеться перед тем, как спать.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face,
То есть,
adorned
это что?
with the expression.
Наверное, причина распуска источника гримаса. Давайте, короче, пока оставить зеркало в покое. Я хочу прокачать энциклопедию.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it,
Не получится,
like
не
the rest of
получится.
you,
Иди
comes
нафиг,
from a
игра.
dark place somewhere in the past.
Потому что энциклопедия все равно будет прокачанной. Так, секундочку. Ай, так. Сейчас буду. Буквально минутку дайте. Сейчас холодненькой водой моюсь. Я люблю переводы. Тоже кофе сделал. Но я после зеленого чая не буду кофе прям так сразу делать. Может потом перерыв будет. Сделаю кофейку.
The door is closed. Still nothing. Still.
Мне нравится, что эта девушка пропала. Я думал с ней поговорить, но ладно. Ого! Интересно. Доброе утро, говорит Ким.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
Гард, это кто? Кто такой Гард? А, администратор, да, что-то я...
One loose thread less to worry about.
Администратор же,
One
да,
big
спасибо.
problem to replace it.
Я такой, что-то кто-то... И даже он на экране, блин, есть. Я такой, а кто? Не пробросил энциклопедию об игре.
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union.
Не знаю, поприседал и холодненькой водой это облился. Еще немножечко размялся, чтобы кровь растеклась, а то я тут до этого сидел 2 часа, пытался доиграть партию в Age of Wonders сценарий и так и не доиграл. Там компы ходят по 5 минут, это прямо
Men who drink
жесть.
for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them. That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder is
А, я, в принципе, так и думал, что таким ответит.
In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. so let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
Почему это логика? Ну
There's no
ладно.
hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Can I help you?
Что такое тут появилось? Помидор порезанный до прозрачности тонко.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Что-то stay masculine, это что-то очень странное. Ну ладно. О, она здесь. Это
Just a moment.
рабочий.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too. The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
To let the young woman
Я
who
постараюсь на
has
самом деле,
know that
наверное,
we need to
поэффективнее
like
время
Morel, my
использовать.
husband and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday.
А какой сейчас день
What could be
недели-то?
keeping them?
А то у меня день 2.
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Шлюз он был сломан. А что за шлюз?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
А,
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
да-да-да, понял, наверное.
Oh, sweetie, if it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired, and it's cold out there.
Что интересно. Угу. Между прочим,
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Так.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with
Да, еще же
entomological
есть
minutiae.
занавеска таинственная.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Ah, yes, Phasmatodea, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects.
Ой, они отвратительные. Блин, я вообще насекомых не люблю. Вот, знаете, некоторые тащатся, разводят дома насекомых, там тараканчиков каких-нибудь мадагаскарских. И этих... как они называются-то? Такие гусенички черные. Длинненькие. Ой, господи, не, палочники. Ugh. Я даже вот богомолы, мол, такие симпатичные, но все равно типа...
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
To be honest, this animal sounds like a cryptid. You wouldn't happen to be searching for some kind of gnome of Jeroma, would you?
I smell pseudoscience, he's thinking. Not a big fan of that.
It's simply elusive. So much so that most
да.
establishment zoologists doubt it
Лёгся перед
exists at
стримом,
all.
так и не выключил. Ладно. Мне кажется, настало время сделать это прямо на стриме. Я хотел ее убрать, я на что-то отвлекся. Я даже понажимал подтвердить старые. Сейчас. Да просто как бы я игрой хочу заниматься, а эти штуки были предназначены не для этой игры. Будет какая-нибудь исследовательская игра, где, блин, 100-500 боев и беготня, пожалуйста. Но здесь что-то меня это выводит немножечко. Из-за... Вот. Ну я... Да не ленивый я нифига, господи. Просто говорю, ну хочу насладиться игрой. Ну, честно, вот, я, типа, достаю и... Я говорил давно, что я хочу избавиться, забываю все время. Ну ладно, чтобы выжить, надо расправиться с врагами, с теми, кто может свести на нет самые возможности выживания. Короче, надо кого-то убить сегодня.
Establishment. I thought so.
Well, some teenagers making out in the reed saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds.
Да, еще задание дадут это. Найдите насекомое.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at. Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully? Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie. Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even. Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him. That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one. Obviously, I'm a lawyer, a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients. Aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys.
Нифига себе.
Enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Let's.
Behind the dock workers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No
Еще
need
не
to open
время.
it.
Окей, где-нибудь в полдень посмотрим. Где будет открыто. Здрасте.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, восемь. Сколько было следов?
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Я раньше визуального анализа сработал.
Starting from the right, boot size 44, blonde man, in his 30s, overbearingly masculine.
О, маскулинный. Слишком, а?
Sitting on his right,
Странно.
standard working boots, size 45 or 46, eldest in the room, probably mid-50s, smoker, quiet.
Не женат, да?
Cross at the other table, hobnailed working boots, size 43, gang tattoos, Mesk or Sarah Mauritian, in his late 30s, early 40s. He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock quarter. There were incarcerations, hard to say what else. The
По
Incas,
татуировкам, что ли?
and then standard
Определил.
working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 46.
Лучше, чем от
The
кофе.
big dick,
Уши? А?
wide at the shoulders,
Очень странно, у
and lean
меня
at the
стоит
hips,
этот...
rugby cap, fingerless gloves, and numerous scars, a little under 40.
А? У меня вообще никаких фильтров не стоит. Сейчас. Игровую механику. Да я понял, понял. А, потом потыкаю.
The emblem on his vest says
Просто
Rowing.
должен звук
Little
выравниваться, я
patch
просто
below
не
it
помню, как
reads,
это нормально
T.
сделать.
Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
Медиатор плектрум? Ну-ка. Для собственного развития, так скажем, смотрю. Никогда не задумывался, как медиатор будет на английском. Ладно.
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220.
Разработчики игры, спасибо вам за человеческие меры массы. Килограмма. Никаких паундов, никаких килограмма. Боже мой, как приятно и тепло на душе.
In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy. Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
Может, она стоит как раз
The fuck
здесь?
is with you, fella?
А,
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad.
No, Glenn, they aren't.
This didn't change her opinion of you.
не.
It's not her. She's not a Hardy girl. Definitely.
What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Ну не знаю, вы только что вы какой-то труп неделю назад тут несли, вот эти вот.
Goddamn right.
Преступная группировка и трудовая организация, да, очень труд, да, носить трупы до деревьев и вешать их там, ух. Дайте немножечко подальше микрофон сделаю, чтобы
If anything, it is the RCM
не
who
слишком
do
орать.
things to people. But we digress.
Сейчас. Минуточку. Сейчас я кое-что посмотрю, сори. Нет, не мысли, не-не-не, я не по игре. Секундочку. Так, раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Ага. А вот сейчас как меня слышно? Скажите мне. Глухо довольно. Сейчас. Вот так попытаюсь говорить. Или давайте. Вот так вот. Хорошо, сейчас не слишком в микрофон. Просто теперь оно глушится. Если превышает громкость чего-то, то должно быть ровнее. Ну давайте еще немножечко убавлю. Я просто понял, что это такое. До меня дошло. Ну так даже попробуем, вот поставим. Вот. Примерно вот так вот у меня микрофон обычно... Да он даже не упирается. Вот сейчас у меня нормально не упирается в эту границу. Вот сейчас, да, вот уперлась в эту границу. Примерно норм было. А я ничего не менял, я не знаю, почему так. Ладно, давайте продолжим.
Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up.
Часть
All that's
эстетическая.
left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights.
Концептуализация +1. Нормально. Но я не оглох. Во, все, спасибо. Вот такой как раз-таки мне фидбэк и нужен. Ты что здесь делаешь? Не завязан на деньгах. Ну-ка, телефон.
Can I help you?
А мне же вроде по телефон что-то. Понедельник, вторник. Нормально. Слово фидить, ну... Мы не в лолец играем, и не в доту.
Yes?
Проверим трупик. Как туда забраться на верхний этаж-то?
The door is still the lieutenant.
Это его комната. Ладно. Не помню этого человека.
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read. It is.
Это мне похер.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
А. Что выключен? Ой, блин, да, сори. Сцену забыл поменять. Там и этого не было. Чата. Ну-ка, а с ним можно переговорить с этой? Нет?
The unpromising race pupil returns. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last.
Женоподобных
In
бодибилдеров.
These so-called hardy boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degraded.
Минуточку.
You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He is usually more himself. Fine. They have recently fallen under the influence of a possibly sexually perverted female vagrant and a narcotics peddler. It's shameful. Find out for yourself, endomorphic blob.
Interesting.
Обошел его в краниометрии.
And
Идрить. Господи. Мне просто интересно. It's shit. Let me into a fucking... Ну-ка, не-не-не. Я хочу все просто на английском прочитать. Просто свои знания английского подтянуть. Я plan to say... Давайте вот это.
The Revacholian degenerate shows signs of racial self-reflection. How did you accomplish this little feat? So it would seem, Thorleful. I find myself at a crossroads. On one hand, This pathetic self-therapy has little to do with the great mystery of living organisms, the race enigma. And, of course, you will not be able to free yourself from the yoke of rule. It is too late. It may be lethal to stop at this point, but still, if the Revacholian degenerate is capable of critical thought, he may still prove a race adversary. Why should I help my adversary?
Jean, baby, do the heroic thing.
That is not possible. The game of Shahmat you play against the rules tricks is unwinnable. The days, the weeks, the months will wear you out. The Occidental Aplo group is incapable of long-term lucid thoughts. You will not. You cannot withstand the wasteland of reality.
It's super hard, Jean.
А вот сейчас я загуглю мысли. Мысли диска Elysium. Как она там называлась? Пустошь реальности. Любая сила минус нарушением психики. 20 часов. То есть полно минусов, плюс 1 психика, и алкоголь не дает положительных эффектов. Обалдеть, блин. Там все будут, да, но я на другие так не смотрю.
Very well. You make it once. Our conversation here has concluded.
Well done. Let's go.
Так, а куда мне идти-то? Сюда? Если просто... Либо ты пропустил вопрос, либо я прослушал. Ты, видимо, прослушал... Про какой квестик подсказать? Вроде ничего не это. Разумное существо. Странное звучание. О, блин.
The tarpaulin cloak is still hanging on the railing. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is... As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
Не надо, не, кулон, не надо, вообще нет. Если... У меня прохождение как получится в этой игре, в принципе. У меня бывают РПГшки, которые вот типа Ведьмака, в которых я вот сравнивал первую часть, попроходил там акт, это сравнил проходимое со списком квестов. То есть на 100% закрывал. Абсолютно. Здесь я, скорее всего, как получится, так и получится. Российская волна трепет. Вместо куртки. Но все теперь будут знать, что я полицейский сразу.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders, hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting
Не-не-не, ладно. Ну я не буду так, вот я говорю. Пропущу и пропущу.
Is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, it appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably, the head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes. All items on the list. The drawer slides.
Магний, ей, мы полненькие. Визуальный анализ на минус драма. Темные очки. Че, подкачать драму тогда, что ли?
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, tokens unavailable due to strike. You...
Так. Как-то не вовремя автосохранение. Это багованный перевод, в смысле? Телефон на английском. А, ну, я что-то не обратил внимания даже. Венские машины. Может быть, я Q нажимаю тут и так вот. Мне обратно-то позволит вернуться? Хотя, стоп. Что такое? Денежки. Царит необыкновенная тишина, огромная машина спят. Громкоговоритель не издает ни звук. Сейчас расположение ниже верфи, работы не ведутся. Раскинешь перед тобой пропасти, исходит мускусный запах топлива и ржавчина. Пахнет как кровь. С промышленных размеров пахнет горелым кофе. Пройдемся там дальше. Кстати, техника. Я забыл про это. Потом. Сигарет на бычке, здесь пачки 3 не меньше. Множество пустых бутылок из-под красного командора. Пильзнер крепкая.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that picture of René? You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date.
I'm not here to tell you what to do, detective.
You stand and exit the booth.
Открытка, фото счастливой пары.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
И про фотографию. Это почему не открывается? Счастливые цветочки, сияют сапожочки, каждый человек поел сытно. Баня растянулась под весом дождевой воды, снег, белые волны на красном.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in
Где
his office,
офис?
where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation for a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Это было риторически, ну ладно.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hard ease.
Я говорю, я когда буду задавать вопросы, я прям так... Чат, где? Вот прям вот чат, где? Скажите мне, где?
Look at him. It's not gonna be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dog fighters. Alcohol, however.
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir. Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows.
They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his
Ну, да,
office,
один
of course.
контейнер справа.
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those douce sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
А, господи.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am. Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip too.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes I am, yes I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Everything is so pretty.
Игра, ты сегодня издеваешься, что ли?
Like brothers, as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
1+3. А!
Sure is, mister. Sure is. Really livens up the place. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I had to break this bonding moment, but the red containers mean they are replacing the company livery with the union livery, which means this strike isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
Bye-bye now.
Блин. Ну, квестов же здесь. Просто вагоны. Зубы и мозг. Да. Здесь такие все слова охотливые, почти все. Кофе в этом огромном термосе еще теплый. Лестница из поддонов ведет вверх. Чучело рыбы, из которого сделали часы.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Не говоря ни слова. Руководите портовыми
Welcome,
рабочими.
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a
Мы
seat.
же еще... Или мы знаем, как нас зовут? Я что-то забыл уже это.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
Что был лучше?
go ahead,
Да не, Дюбуа
detective.
тоже классно звучит.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
Не будем.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
Да, я знаю, Лоренцо, тот еще персонаж. В нем нет ничего профсоюзного. Этот парень не простой фрукт. Тут озвучка
With a grin,
хорошая.
he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Дают бери, бьют беги.
Don't mention it. But also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
He's not.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant...
То есть иногда прокидывание это минус дух?
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Мы же не заряженный пистолет потеряли. Местные детишки не играют с ним прямо сейчас, не приставляют к виску. Он находится в безопасном месте. Я просто уверен, я чувствую, что все будет хорошо. Сын не дал? 25 же, на 25 реалов. То есть...
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Отвратительно.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry. aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Отлично.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Продолжать стекать по стулу, как алкожеле.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Честно говоря, этот стул не очень удобный. Я бы не отказался от стакана воды.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my! Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And, Jean, please take it easy with the race science. He's had enough of that. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Блин, я очень сильно хочу взглянуть на геймдизайн документы этой игры. Я реально хочу узнать, какие здесь связи. Даже вот просто дизайн истории.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first. As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. I'm not a jealous guy. If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Блин, мне безумно нравится, как эта игра сделана.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you, like I'm helping you with the body. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
Да.
Opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch liar. Pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Ничего, ломбард не сдать. Огромный рекламный чек. То есть можно в магазинчике... Блин, а чё ж не сказали-то, что это чек? Так, я думал, банковский чек, и мне выдадут где-нибудь. Ну, такой, если честно. Добрый дяденька.
It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
Интересно, когда я был в бане? На даче у бабушки с дедушкой. Последний раз. Ее уже снесли, кстати, новую построили. Когда же? Я не помню. Что-то просто... Я не любитель бани. Вообще нет. Но иногда так хочется, на самом деле. Не знаю почему.
No trouble at all, mister.
Ничего себе. Это меня раздражает штука. Ну, мы пережили этот диалог.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh.
Озвучка хорошая, да.
Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marsh. On. Arrête. Off. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Is this like your thing with that wall again? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
No reply. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Прожил в этом мире 2 дня. Убедить двери открыться. Да, пока здесь нечего делать. Вернемся потом. Да не, кулон, ну блин, вот совет, по квесту, где профсоюз. Не надо, не надо. Не надо. Не надо ничего.
The unpromising race pupil returns. So it was. My unpromising race pupil entered the harbor and used my superior to give me orders. I salute your cunning and will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but. But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Ля, идиот.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Да, мы здесь закон.
Ooh, I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Evrod's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Да, это невозможности коррумпированный полицейский. Я коррумпирую каждую предоставленную мне возможность.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
Ну и горилла же он, господи.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Спасибо за сотрудничество, головомер.
Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
Было очень
But
мило.
a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
В смысле о том, кто убил
The
повешенного?
mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all...
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Of course, I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
А там вроде как
Okay,
нету
where
ценности.
did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling.
Короче,
Or
есть...
to feed our children, I guess.
Прям хоть записывай самому все.
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we're fighting for.
He means he's not going to tell you because he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're forever out. Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
Ничего себе.
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances.
Короче, какая-то
All of
мысль.
human history has only been achieved a handful of times. Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment. The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist,
Conscious?
post-national.
Ну... Здесь я скорее не согласен с переводом, но ладно.
It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Хотя не, нормально, нормально, не, нормально, нормально.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow? That's right. Remember, real
А мне кажется, все и недоступно точно, я скажу так, за одно прохождение. Я очень сильно сомневаюсь, что все доступно. Потому что вот я просто листал же мысли. Вот по мысли есть на каждую вот из этих, и мне кажется, что жалкий коп аж до 8 дошел. Пипец. Королевство пустоши реальности и королевство совести. Королевство совесть. Ну, такое себе. Приемник. Можно разблокировать еще под мыслишку. Сейчас потихоньку заканчивать буду. Что-то сегодня как-то это. Ну что, там сломанное дерево, да, нафиг? Ветку сломал. Ничего, я с Куна хотел поговорить.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Да, скорее вот так вот как-то.
Decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to crawl up your ass.
Kuno knows which Kipt Kuno meant. Kuno knows all the Kipts. Kuno's dad's a Kipt expert. Says Kipt every day, 100 times a day. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything.
Try to crawl out of Kuno's ass now.
Yeah? The fuck did you want anyway? You got your fuck bag down?
Патя, блин.
Kuno doesn't.
У меня же на эмпатию, по-моему, ничего нету. Скорость реакции, риторика, полицейская волна.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Мой мудрый учитель, пожалуйста, вопрос. Проделал отличную работу. А, господи, эта игра просто великолепна.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Сейчас. А, господи.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
It's not about cutting. And no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work. You are. Your station would not have
Настоящий
scientific
детектив.
state if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
I'm gone. I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer. Go ahead, Cobo. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out in the west.
Сейчас, секундочку. Внутренняя империя — это психика, да? Что-то как будто я ее очень часто прокидываю, хотя она у меня всего на 4. Ну, очков 2 уже, да, накопилось?
What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Низкая пока. А. Ну. Да. Ну, спасибо, капитан, очевидность. Типа, ну... Я говорю, я риторически спрашиваю, вы мне... Ну... Вот. Не, там были, кстати говоря, некоторые высокие.
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you
Привет,
want
скетч, кстати.
more questions? Here you go, you loony. Because you have. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. Listen to yourself. You're not a Raphael anything. You're probably just Harry or something. That's right. Harry. You can be anything you want, brother Corpo. Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
You sure got out of that one? Bellini.
А, великолепная игра, великолепнейшая.
Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
Мне кажется просто, что...
Possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
Ладно, ладно.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Unfortunately, no. They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
Ладно.
That's right.
Сейчас. Четки без пальцев. Переоденем-ка. На всякий пожарный.
The rotting man lies on his side, with his eyes looking straight through you. His body is supine.
Не, кулон. Ты неправильно меня... Ты все не решался в нее поиграть. В каком плане не решался? Блин, игр много, я один, дел тоже полно. Я типа знал, что на нее понадобится такое-то количество времени. Она определенно такого-то жанра. Все-таки в игры лучше играть под соответствующее настроение, когда время есть. Вот. И просто я думал, есть ли у меня время сейчас и настроение проходить именно такую игру. И у меня редко, когда на стрим бывают именно... А я не знаю, поиграть ли в эту игру на стрим, а вдруг она мне не понравится. Если ты вспомнишь 25 января примерно, когда день рождения стримов был, у меня за прошлые года вообще в последнее время всем играм там от 8 до 10 ставились. Я кропотливо очень выбираю игры на стрим. То есть... Аникси на все 100. Вот тоже вот... No Man's Sky? Я бы вот сейчас в No Man's Sky, в принципе, не хочу играть. Но понимаешь, что под определенное настроение, оно у меня иногда бывает, я бы с удовольствием забурился обратно.
The lieutenant
Труп
adjusts his
расслабленно, готов к
glasses
осмотру.
and takes a deep breath. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
That's you.
Рафаэль Амброзиус Кусто, конечно,
The
классно.
corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
KK57-0803.0815.
Ну, Кулон, я насчет твоих слов, я понимаю тебя, потому что я сам такой человек, что когда что-то очень сильно нахваливают, прям нахваливают. Ох, какая там хорошая игра, сериал, фильм. Я просто вздыхаю, и у меня отодвигается этот просмотр. С Disco Elysium так точно нет. Не было. У меня такое, например, с Игрой Престолов. Я ее до сих пор не посмотрел. Однако, какой... Все вокруг меня смотрели. Вот просто все. Все информационное поле вокруг меня было в Игре Престолов.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Next, NA. Next, NA. Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. He nods.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Ну ладно.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and
Блин, первое
indistinguishable
прохождение Disco Elysium скучное прохождение за жалкого копа, да.
We're still going with March 4th, 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
None, at least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean.
Странно, что за это ответило
It takes
самообладание.
him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings.
Clothes.
Yeah.
The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet. The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a ragdoll's head. There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil. More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a
Чувствую,
dead
перчатки у меня
man.
нафиг
And
сейчас
dips
отпадут.
on the skull below, an alien landscape. There, dead man. You were someone's child. It's all over now.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck.
Я бы переоделся
swelling over the
сперва.
edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Не-не-не, видишь? Не активна кнопка. Нельзя. На диалогах всегда запирается переодевалка.
You are? You're Kuno's pig?
Черт.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together.
Был бы чит, да, немножечко был бы чит. Но с другой стороны, не совсем понятно, почему в одних моментах можно уйти, переодеться, зайти обратно в диалог и спокойно это, а тут вдруг я не могу, вот прям вот, мы никуда не торопимся.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Ну, к слову, система, я как игрок в настольно-ролевые игры типа GURPS, Shadow of the Demon Lords, Dungeon and Dragons, Pathfinder, что я еще пробовал, я не помню. Что-то еще было. Могу сказать, что 2D6 и 3D6, они системы слегка получше, чем D20, то есть как ДНД, потому что там очень хорошее распределение. Мне больше нравится, когда есть какая-то цифра, которая будет больше всего выпадать. Это 7 для 2D6. То есть здесь 2D6 система. То есть чаще всего будет выпадать 7. Менее чаще 6 и 8. И там вот горочка идет так. То есть 2 шестерки это самый маленький шанс. Или 2 единички. То есть 2 и 12, они будут реже выпадать, чем цифры посередине. D20 система, все шансы одинаковые. Это хаос.
Chest is intact. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
The dead man's penis is average sized.
Извините, я не
From
смог.
the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is
Мы на Твиче или где, в конце концов? Нет, кулон, они почти всегда были. Знаю слова моего препода по терверу при описании нормального распределения. Я вообще тервер плохо помню. Препод был хорошим, но я плохо понимал предмет. Мат-статистика у меня чуть легче. Хотя, блин, мат-статистика, она основывается на тервере. Это странно. Ну вот так вот.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower
В плейтесте было в недавнем, самого последнего ДНД, там про криты что-то хотели убрать. Но я плохо помню там, что конкретно.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count.
Нифига себе, это большое количество.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades. Dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item. Hands. Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
I think that may well be the moral of every story of his.
Заслужить высочайшее доверие Кима. Самый лучший коп.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts
Блин,
his
нифига
hand
себе
on the
время
dead man's throat and
летит.
begins to massage it gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
На тебя взглянула тьма в
No
ответ.
scream. No sigh of relief rises from
Ну
the
вот.
darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Волки, да, я что-то забыл. Не, тогда же я осматривал труп, потому что смог. Это, а так, не, нормально.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Я закончу именно тогда, когда надо. Как мне кажется.
Ah, are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts. Nothing in your alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on either one.
Neither am I. That's it. Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
Сторонник 100% прохождения, во мне интересуется, нельзя ли еще что-нибудь
Like
сделать.
toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine.
Ну блин, ну здесь зря так перевели. Комплишионист можно было бы и без пробивания четвертой стены на русском языке.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
Сейчас куну.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right. Next? Nothing. Just in case.
The corpse lay slouched to the side, oblivious to its surroundings. The field autopsy form describes his state in 3 parts.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone asleep.
I thought we decided to leave it.
Damn it.
Ну, в смысле decided, блин. До этого он... ладно.
Alright. Bite marks, contusions on head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be
Тут вопрос, конечно, хороший. Блин, на самом деле-то я так записываю. Вот думаю, мало ли там его все-таки могли бумкнуть по голове и прийти сюда и здесь уже
Let's wrap this
повесить.
up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy. I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried. Just a small gulp away. My beloved Kobo. Come back later, Kobo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
Я же заглядывал в рот.
Possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
The man is decomposed. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
3% только крита. Это восприятие. Вот я тоже смотрю, у меня что-нибудь на восприятии есть, но вроде как ничего нету. Ладно, на этом закончим пока. Я подумаю тут, как, что еще, зачем делать. Мне надо стянуть. Блин, будет тут висеть еще бог знает сколько. Точнее, лежать. Да, что-то появилось.
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't.
I'll die before I
Все
swear,
тяжкие.
pig.
Да, вот здесь и сохранимся. Про борщ будем узнавать и так далее. Ой, ладно. Диск Elysium. Ну, завтра... Точно вряд ли. Прям. Точно вряд ли, да. Точно возможно, точно невозможно, да. Короче, завтра... С маленькой, с очень, вот с такой вот малюсенькой вероятностью вечером. В воскресенье с вероятностью чуть-чуть побольше, но тоже с маленькой. Понедельник. Понедельник. Самая большая вероятность. Вот, к сожалению, так. Ладно. Ох, ёлы-палы. Пожирнее сделать. Кал, да ладно. Короче. Возможно, я еще вечером что-нибудь постримлю сегодня. Сегодня вечер. Но не обещаю. Можно Against the Storm, но точно не Disco Elysium. Вот. Я посмотрю. Давайте. Спасибо, кто зашел. Пока-пока.